This is Laith, otherwise known as Leon Longevity. He was a well-known fitness influencer who brought scholar-level research and knowledge to the fitness industry, where some of his research even led to gold standards.
To be honest with you, I believe that the value of protein for growth, which is also the reason that it ages us.
On January 30th, 2023, in Pattaya, Thailand, Leo's body was found dead. And it looked like it was there for days.
In Pattaya, a full investigation is underway after an American YouTuber was found dead in his rented home with the rooms trashed and contents of cupboards thrown across the floor. The 34-year-old is said to have kept himself pretty much to himself by neighbours. He was discovered by a pal wearing only a t-shirt, face down, bruised and bleeding. Police reports indicate the presence of sleeping pills, steroids, cannabis and antidepressants found at the scene. His posts about exercise and food supplements garnered a small following.
Your red meat has other micronutrients that are valuable for you. So you don't want to rely on a supplement that doesn't have these other micronutrients that are valuable for you to get the iron that you have to get either way through your diet. We don't want to consume too much protein in our adulthood. We have a limit, you could say, on the amount of protein that we can consume without harming our health.
So younger brother, so I wanted to ask you, has this totally turned you off psychedelics? Because you're the only one who here who hasn't tried it. Are you? Yeah.
While you've been supplementing with iron, others that are focused on their longevity have actually been donating blood in an effort to simulate therapeutic phlebotomies. That is bloodletting that is meant to enhance someone's health.
This is Pattaya, Thailand, a city 2 hours away from the country's capital, Bangkok. But they're two cities that can't be more different. You want to run a business, meet a nice soulmate, want to have a normal life, you would live in Bangkok. Pattaya, on the other hand, is the polar opposite. A city known to be the sex capital of the world that thrives on its nightlife, while also being littered with crime, drugs, prostitution, and deadly diseases.
For those indulging in the illicit pleasures, Thailand is like this sexual utopia.
And it's also now home for some of YouTube's biggest fitness influencers. Leo moved to Pattaya to work and live with a very close friend and researcher who's also very known in the industry, Tony Huge.
All right, Leo has surfaced from his research cave. Leo spends most of his time researching. The ultra nerd, despite the tattoos and the big biceps.
True. No, small biceps.
Yeah. So now we're going to go into the recording studio and go over what he's discovered from his research and shoot some YouTube videos on it.
And I have coffee because I've taken a third blood pressure medication and I seem to have overdone it. I took amlodipine today, so I'm quite lightheaded.
This is Laith, otherwise known as Leon Longevity. He was a well-known fitness influencer who brought scholar-level research and knowledge to the fitness industry, where some of his research even led to gold standards.
To be honest with you, I believe that the value of protein for growth, which is also the reason that it ages us, the value isn't so much as it being a building block for muscle, but rather it being a signaling molecule that turns on the growth pathways in our body.
Leo was one of the smartest guys in this fitness industry. In the 2 years that he was part of us, he introduced a lot of new things to the fitness industry. He was the one who introduced ezetimibe, which is now basically the gold standard of cholesterol management.
What would you recommend for them to do on a daily basis other than trying to meditate?
Okay, by the way, guys, I don't know what questions she's going to ask you, so like everything.
No, but you know.
With domestic issues between Leo and his wife, Lucy, he ended up leaving his wife and child behind in the United States and moving to Portugal to be with his father. But they had a falling out, and that's how he ended up in Thailand with Tony Huge.
Tony wanted to film us getting on his motorcycle. I want to point out something. There's 3 of us getting on one motorcycle. This is a unique Thai thing. I've never seen this anywhere else in the world. She's sitting in front, then Tony, then me. Surprisingly, it's a bit comfortable. Why don't I have my own motorcycle, even though I'm getting on one? It's because I'm very fearful of dying in a stupid way. And I had one before and I realized I can't drive a motorcycle. I'm not used to it, so I'm trusting Tony a bit more. But if I do die, please everyone bring Tony.
When Leo first got to Thailand, he was having a good time. He went on motorbikes around town with one of the girls in Tony's harem. He went sightseeing and took pictures. He even went to the zoo to play with the animals, even though he didn't like it that much.
We can watch people in the cage.
I just lost brain cells. Fucking with me. Why the fuck is it like that?
Why is it short?
Pet the rabbit, Leo.
No.
They want to see it on the video. They want to see
So
us
Tony
pet a
thinks
rabbit.
I need to pet a rabbit. I don't want to pet a strange animal and get any kind of weird viruses or anything like that.
There's a bunch of Thai kids are petting the rabbit.
They might have the viruses too.
Are you gonna let your kids pet the rabbit someday when you've got kids and you take them to the zoo?
No.
You're not gonna take your kids to the zoo?
No. I'm not going to take them to a petting zoo, no.
Harem Quest Adventures. Where are we going for dinner? We're not going on a Harem Quest adventure.
See, when Leo got there, he was surprised to see Tony was living with 4 women, and he was sleeping with them all.
Trying to get them all playing with each other, but with no guarantee, even though it's a harem. The girls like to be separate, not having sex together, unless they get, like, drunk.
He had some not so nice things to say about them, and he let them know it too.
First of all, let's talk about why he only dates ugly women. He's a handsome guy. He only dates ugly women.
I'm not even talking about her age. I'm talking about just looks. So we have a different. Please don't judge me for his choices in women. I would never. Not that those the door. She's not freaking lunatic, immoral human being. Woman based on looks, but it's just it's interesting when he's getting drama from these women. They're rude, and we find them absolutely hideous.
After that, they didn't like him too much either, and they didn't want him in that house, influencing Tony.
In Pattaya, a full investigation is underway after an American YouTuber was found dead in his rented home with the rooms trashed and contents of cupboards thrown across the floor.
Now going back to the night Leo's body was found, Tony was out with some friends that weekend, along with Connor Murphy and Vigorous Steve. His body looked like it was there for days, propped up against the bathroom door, and blood traces were found throughout the bedroom. He looked like he was beaten, with bruises and lacerations on his head, hands, and legs. The bathroom was in pieces, like there was a struggle inside, and a bloody pillow and woman's clothing was on the floor. This didn't look like some accident or something that was self-inflicted. This looked like somebody killed him. Now 30 days have gone by since Leo's passing, and some clues have been found. A pre-autopsy report was released indicating that his cause of death was murder. Speaking to Thai officials, and this information has never been released until now. Reporters were at the scene before the police even arrived, and neither them or Tony Huge have any idea how they found out first. The only people in that home during that time were those 4 girls. Who called the press and why? Who's responsible for Leo's death? We need those answers. Leo's family put out a release to help them find out the truth of what happened to Leo.